Hi, one. So, the discussion which we were having yesterday, we'll just continue on that and understand the landscape of intellectual property rights in the way it should be understood. One thing is for sure, we are on the timeline of 2025. However, I was just going through some Supreme Court documentation and stuff. The way everything is being documented in terms of the writing skills, in terms of the words and the usage of words. And the point of contention here is there is so much disparity right now in terms of the words which are being used, in terms of what we as patent drafters had been using since the longest time. I already talked about it when we are drafting an innovation, or even for that matter, because I have been working in intellectual property rights almost, on and off, in terms of, because I started my intellectual property journey very early during my school days in whatsoever manner. But yes, on the timeline, I cleared the Indian Patent Agent exam in the year 2006, and there has not been looking back in terms of the draft I have drafted. And then, folks just studied those drafts and they started drafting their own patent applications without even understanding the intent behind the way I draft what I draft and the reasons behind it. The point of contention here is, let's first touch base on the trademarking aspects, because we already touched base on the aspect of trade secrets. Trade secrets is the only way out in terms of the smart contracts and anything and everything. You need to have a very well defined documentation. So there's a difference between contracts, there's a difference between agreements, there's difference between the NDAs, there's difference between the MOUs. MOU is just memorandum of understanding. Understanding is, okay, you give me this, I give you this. It's nothing to do with the barter system, because I was seeing a lot of folks review this video or whatever I put online and try to use it in their own skill set on a daily basis, which is nothing to do with what we do in reality. So stating that fact, let's touch base on the topic of blockchain. Now, for the matter of fact, only few folks in the world are actually blockchain creators, and those blockchain creators have been given physical blockchain. That is nothing to do with the Bitcoin, but the physical coin, in terms of understanding that whenever what happens, we know that we have to support each other in whatever way we can. That being said, blockchain is nothing to do with making blocks. Blockchain is nothing to do with chains. Just because the human intellect understanding is so less. Like the other day, I was doing something and somebody in my, I wouldn't say it's like, so we have different circles in terms of the kind of bonds we have with different kind of people. So there was one particular person whose intellect is very low. I know it for a matter of fact. And that person says, chain of documents. And I was like, dude, you cannot even use this word chain here. So blockchain has nothing to do with chains. Blockchain has nothing to do with the blocks. Blockchain creators are the individuals in the world who are coding in reality for the code to achieve the sustainable development goals, in terms of not intellectual property rights per se, but innovating at any given point of time and solving the problems which are the need of the hour. The first and the foremost problem from India is the input data. All the data sets from India is zero. From the nomenclature of the name itself, to the address of the person, to the passport address, to the Aadhaar address, there is so much of disparity. And there are so many falsified people who are working in the industry as stakeholders. So you can understand what I am coming from in terms of the understanding of the data set. And once the data set is not right, whatever you do is not going to work. So the point here is to brew that thought process again and think where you people are lacking in the understanding of intellectual property rights. That's point number one. Point number two, there are multiple folks over the years, maybe 30 years or 40 years before, they travel somewhere in the world, they come back and file a trademark application. And then they actually are, what they're doing is, when the international companies want to turn up to India, these guys sell off this stuff at a higher court, or they try to associate with themselves or among themselves. So this kind of bad malpractice. So there's something called as white collar crime. There's something, I don't know, black collar crime, should I call it? And there's something called as a cyber combination of white collar crime and black collar crime. Is a combination which we are seeing the data set as a cert. So the analysis is very simple. We need to identify these individuals. We need to identify their web of people who are trying to create their own whatever codes which they are trying to figure out, because nobody or the real people never tell you the GitHub link. You can just search so much data in the online world, you will never be able to get that kind of data. But what is important here is, like, say for example, the Indian patent agents, the CAs, the CS. So these are the three major nomenclatures which are prominent in any country. So in India we have three. So Indian patent agents, chartered accountants, and company secretaries. So we have to look into the data set in the numbers, and you will come to know a lot of data set where you will be able to understand and appreciate why I have been so vocal about abolishing the Indian Patent Act the way it is, not the whole structure. The Indian Trademark Act of 1999, the LLP Act has to be abolished and it has to be converted into private limited, because in the LLP itself there is a lot of malfunction, and because of that so many banks have defaulted in providing loans to these kind of parties, and those parties have created so much of ruckus and invested the money in countries like Dubai or other countries. So that data set government has to look into and see that what can be done to mitigate the risk. Not buying what they are trying to do right now is not going to make them understand the intellectual property rights, but what is important here is to maneuver the thought process of not understanding intellectual property rights, because you can talk about policies in whatever way they want to. Even the best of the brains, which I feel are not up to the mark in terms of their understanding of intellectual property rights. If you think IPR is IPR, then sorry to say, you have to take 10 steps back and reshuffle your brain and see where you lack in terms of understanding intellectual property rights, because as a country, India has defaulted on intellectual property rights on all grounds. Whether you talk about trademarks, patents, anything and everything. Me being an patent agent talking about it makes a lot of sense, because most of the cases should not have been granted at the first place. Even the trademarking and stuff and everything is in the news. So it's not that I'm talking facts, and I have so many emails from the early days when I started my practice, where all these cases which are landmark cases in India, my name is not there, but of course I did the work, and those documentations are with me. And the way things work, India is all about 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. If they give some fiat currency of 20,000, they think they have given a lot of money for that kind of practice. So whatever kind of a service we are talking about, SaaS, PaaS, whatever you can think of, blockchain as a service, I don't think so India is even ready for it, in terms of when the input data itself is wrong. What are we talking about here? Thank you for watching other video. Have a great day ahead, and please look into the intellectual property rights, look into the Indian patent agents, look into the CAs, which are the chartered accountant, and look into the CS people. You will come to know the kind of menace which has been created, and this is not going to take the country forward in any way whatsoever. Thank you for watching other video. Have a great day ahead.